Right, and the thing is that the reason why so many of our thoughts are negative is because in prehistoric times, the part of our brain, the amygdala, that kept us alive, helped us survive, run away when we thought saber-toothed tigers were coming for us, that served a purpose then. But now we don't have that, but that is still the predominant thought mode. It's survival, and that's what it's there for.
Wow.
So when we now get an email or a phone call that puts us into panic mode, we react the same as if that tiger is in front of
It's
us.
in front of us.
And if you can't switch off that stress response, that starts to have a physical effect on your body and creates disease.
Wow. That's very, very interesting. Really quite interesting to hear that. So now, having shifted your mindset and started thinking in a positive way from the coaching and the books and everything else that you are reading, how did that take you to where you are now? And what was the process? How did that happen?
Somebody advised me to go and see a sports psychologist. This is somebody who has an interesting background. He'd gone away and lived in caves and meditated and looked at the other side of life, so to speak, from a different perspective. I read his book, which is called The Gamma Mindset. And I thought, this is really interesting. So I went to see him. And he practices something called kinesiology.
Wow, kinesiology.
Which is the practice of muscle testing.
All right, okay.
So what happens is he will check to see if your mind is in tune with your body.
All right, okay.
So this starts with asking perhaps a simple question, such as what is your name, and holding your hand out. He will push against that to see if there's resistance or not. And then that will progress to more meaningful questions to see if you have the same muscle response. And somebody practiced in that can tell whether or not your mind is in line with your body.
Okay. Wow.
He also looked at all the medication I was on, the antidepressants and the painkillers, and just said, stop it. I went, what? What do you mean just stop them? He said, stop it. That scared the hell out of me, having been on these things for so long. But then he talked about the impact of them, the chemicals in them, and also that he would supplement my body with these vitamins and minerals which would take the place of the medication. So I took his advice. I just went cold turkey, stopped all the medicine, and took the vitamins and supplements that he gave me. Now, I would not advise anyone to do it that way. I had 4 months of sweating, shaking, and detox whilst trying to work and continue as normal. Very uncomfortable indeed. And so I rang him up and I said, look, I'm having hell with this. I'm a mess. And he said, that's still the detox process. You've had this for so long, it's not surprising. Go and get some colonic irrigation to speed up the detox process. So that's what I did. And that seemed to help significantly. And I thought around March, April last year, I thought, I've done it. I've kicked the painkillers, I've kicked the antidepressants. Life is good. But I don't know if you subscribe to this belief, which I now do, which is that life is all balance. You get the good with the bad. And this was such a significant uplift and positive that the negative had to happen. And this happened one day when I just tried to go to the loo for a wee and I could not. And I ended up curled up on the floor in complete agony. My wife took me to A&E. They did some checks and said, we think you've got a prostate problem. You need to go for a couple of biopsies to check for cancer,
Yeah.
and in the meantime take these pills. Well, they did something which enabled me to wee, which was a great relief because I was in agony.
Yeah.
But I looked at the pills and I thought, do you know what? I've spent so long on pills, I'm not taking these. I looked at the contraindications, the side effects, and I just went, I'm not doing it. When I went for my next colonic irrigation session, I said to the practitioner, you know, I've got this prostate problem as well. They gave me these pills, but, you know, you've helped wash all the pills out of me. I'm not taking them. And she said, have you tried bioresonance? And I said, what's that? I have no idea. Anyway, she gave me the details of the people who practice this, and I went along to see them. Bioresonance is a harmonization treatment which treats the body without chemicals or drugs of any type. It works on the principle of quantum physics, which is that all matter is both solid, and that's particle, and the other side of matter is waves. And those waves consist of frequencies. Now that's all matter, be it a door, organs in our bodies, disease, everything has a frequency.
Even our thoughts, I imagine, everything.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
All sounds a bit woo-woo until you read into it more, and then I've seen the effects of it and felt those effects. The treatment comes in two forms. The first part of bioresonance relates to a body scanner, where you put headphones on and it picks up the frequencies throughout your body and it scans it. And it will show you which organs are in need of help and those which are overactive.
So is that based on the fact that the ones which need help are not, they don't have the waves or the bouncing?
That's it, the frequencies are too low. And where you might be overheating, if you look at it that way, the frequencies are too high. If you think about the way that old radios used to be, they'd have long wave, medium wave, and short wave. It works along that principle.
I see. Okay.
And the second part of the machine is a separate machine that has built-in frequencies which deal with different parts of the body. So your eye will have a different frequency from your heart and from your lung and your liver and so on. So whatever is picked up on the scanner, the machine will have a frequency that should resonate with your body. Hence the name bioresonance.
Bioresonance, I see.
So what happens is that the machine will pick up what your current frequencies are for different parts of your body, and it will harmonize those with what they should be, which is the best frequency for your body.
For that particular part of your body.
That's it.
Correct.
And it might attenuate, which is turn it up, or it might decrease it to make sure that it is in harmony.
So effectively there is such thing as an optimum level of frequency for each of the parts of the body.
That's right. For everybody's individual.
So has this been worked out through science or understanding of the body for the machine or the system to know what is the right frequency for each part of the body? What is the science behind that?
The science of this bioresonance first came into being about 70 years ago in Germany. And over the years it's been refined, and there are now probably about 18,000 practitioners worldwide who operate with bioresonance machines. And what's happened, particularly in Germany where it started, is an awful lot of German doctors, probably about 50% of them, use bioresonance machines alongside traditional Western medicine.
Okay.
Hence, when I look at this, I prefer to call it complementary medicine and not alternative medicine.
Ah, right, okay. Well, complementary, I see. Okay.
And what the machine did for me is make sure that when I went back for those scans, for those biopsies, there was no cancer found.
Wow.
And also it ensured that I got no further pains in my back, the sciatica, or the pain originating from my slipped disc. So I might be biased, but for me, that has taken me off virtually 40 years of antidepressants and also 6 years of tramadol and opiate painkillers, and seems to have got rid of the prostate problem.
So is that a machine that corrects this as a one-time thing, or do you is there a frequency of how or when you need to go back to it, get retested again, and then get the machine to rebalance your waves again? How does that process work?
It varies from individual to individual. So, for instance, with my prostate, that hasn't caused me any problems since they last treated me. But because I was so impressed with that, and also felt if I can live pain-free without pills or medicines, I want these machines. How do I get one? They told me that they could import them from Germany for me, and they told me how much they cost, and also the training. So I've spent probably 6 months of going for training every week or two, personal one-to-one training as to how to use the machine. I've had to read books and had to do an online course to qualify. And in a couple of months I go to Germany to the 60th anniversary of the Congress for Bioresonance therapy, where people from all over the world who use the machine congregate. And then there'll be lectures by doctors and professors who use the machine. They'll be talking about new uses for it, developments that they're looking into, and ensuring that we're all trained on the latest methods.
Wow. Okay. So how do you see this moving forward in terms of you utilizing the machine and also helping other people? Because this sort of puts it into the realm of non-conventional, medicine in a way. So there's probably, I mean, for you, the story is based on, your life history and how it has actually personally benefited you. Having tried the conventional medicine and then seen that the non-conventional side is the one that has worked, how do you take that story to other people, even look to help other people who may be in either in a similar position or in a different position where they haven't had the struggles of using the conventional medicine, but they are in a situation where they need something? So instead of first going to the conventional route, they just come and, in the first instance, come and do this non-conventional